Hello Shally Nations, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you all know, I am Shallybuilds and you're highly welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 things poor people do that the rich don't, how to change your behavior and change your life that will help you earn so much and push you from that poverty mindset to a rich mindset. It's possible. 70 to 75% of us were born poor, and oh my God, it's such a blessing as I've learned so much along the way, my growth journey. But what I have to tell you today, Shally Nations, is that being poor was by chance, but dying poor is a choice. I'm going to say some things that you might find insulting, but instead of taking it personal, what I want you to do is to take it as a lesson, as something you have just learned, and use it on your journey to achieving financial freedom, which is my objectives for all of you here, Shally Nations. Now, if you have a very thin skin and you don't appreciate scandals, then this video may not be for you. But if you are at that place where you are ready to make the choices and execute the actions, you don't care what people say or what people think, but you just want to follow your heart and go revolutionize your life, stay tuned. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shally Nations. Today we're going to talk about a whole lot, so sit back and enjoy this video with me. Now, take note, when I talk about poverty, it's not just about money, because you can be poor with a rich mindset. Yes, you can be poor like in the sense that you don't have the assets, you don't have the material things yet, but you have a rich mindset. But most of the times, we allow the lack of material things and assets to consume us, and we become negative, we become uncertain, we lack the courage that's necessary to move forward, to take that big bold step, and we become so mistake conscious. Now, if you are guilty of any of these things, don't feel bad, because we have all been there. What's important is that you take from it and make the necessary changes in order to be in alignment with you achieving this financial freedom that we are talking about and working towards on in this channel. The first thing that poor people do a lot that rich people don't is watch a lot of TV. Now listen to me, my YouTube family. If you know which celebrity got divorced, or you never miss an episode of your favorite TV series and you're watching too much TV, what watching TV does is it takes away from you your productive time, when you could be strategizing, coming up with ideas, doing a course, reading a book, shooting a video, listening to an audiobook. Watching TV just takes that time away from you. Here's what the rich does. The time that you use to watch TV, they are either increasing their knowledge by taking courses or reading books, or surfing the internet for ideas on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, for ideas that can be beneficial to what they are doing. They are conceptualizing ideas and documenting them. They are managing their businesses, or they are even looking at ways to earn more money. And they are spending time with mentors on YouTube, on Skillshare, and coaches, because poor people often surround themselves with other poor people. The rich, on the other hand, will surround themselves with people that they can learn from, people that can uplift them, people who have been where they are going to. They are actually putting in the work while you are sitting down watching movies and all the rest. If you find that you can't get away from watching TV, watch programs that will increase your knowledge. One of my favorite applications is Curiosity Stream and Billions, because you will learn how to invest, you will get documentaries, and you also learn how to play the market and how to act as a cross-street businessman. But nevertheless, you're going to learn things that you can actually apply to your daily lives. The second thing that poor people do a lot that rich people don't is poor people wait for someone else to save them. You are looking for someone to be your hero instead of you being your own hero. Instead of you being there for yourself, you are waiting and relying on someone else to do it for you. There are some things that are outside of your control. True, obviously, but I'll tell you that 80% of what's causing you to remain poor is within your control, is within what you can control for the most part actually. But you get into the habit of blaming everyone except for yourself for all your failure. For example, poor people will have plenty children and wait for the government to come and feed their children. They will waste their life, their working stage of their life, and at retirement they expect the government to take care of them. When you get into the habit of waiting for people to save you, another spin off from that behavior to come and save you. Rich people, they take ownership. Rich people don't complain or blame others. They become solution oriented. They discover a problem and tend to solve it. Someone said there are three people in life, there are three kinds of people in life: those ones that just look at a problem and complain about it, those ones that identify the problem and solve it. Well, you can identify the other third kind of people. Rich people actually realize that their success is contingent on them and they alone, and they execute accordingly. So your success depends on how much energy and hunger you put in to get that success. Because I've never seen a man who is so hungry and desirous of something that doesn't get it, that doesn't break barriers. So break that barrier of blaming others and waiting for someone to take care of you. Why not take responsibility and take that big bold step? Now the next thing that poor people do a lot that rich people don't do is poor people often sleep away their opportunities to succeed. Probably because they usually up early and they look at balancing their lives with adequate rest nonetheless. Now, poor people, on the other hand, will wake up whenever they want to wake up, go to party whenever they want to go to, when they know they have work the next morning. You see, what you have to realize is that all of us have 24 hours, both the rich and the poor, and we have 24 hours in a day. If you choose to sleep out of your 24 hours, 12 more is left. So, and if you continue doing this as opposed to the 7 to 8 hours you are supposed to sleep, how do you expect to be productive? So do not sleep away your ability to achieve financial freedom. So Shally Nations, if this video has been helpful to you up to this extent, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. The fact that poor people have no money saved or no emergency funds is another thing that poor people do that the rich don't. You don't have to save a lot, and that emergency fund doesn't need to be very big, but you need to put something aside consistently. It's recommended that you put aside like 15% of what you get. So, but if you are not making enough money today, don't make an excuse. Go and find new ways to earn money. You can watch the videos I've made on making money on websites that pay you daily, monthly, and on apps that you can use that you can earn from. There is no excuse. All right, learn how to make additional money so that you can create that emergency fund, because if you lose your job today as a poor person, you are typically going to suffer. Another thing that poor people do a lot that the rich or those on their path to achieving wealth do not do is poor people subscribe to lifestyle inflation. Now, what do I mean by lifestyle inflation? It's living a lifestyle based on your revenue, on what you get. So if you have an increase in salary, your lifestyle and how you spend your earnings and how you look increases in value. So when you subscribe to lifestyle inflation, whenever your income increases, you increase your expenditure. So for example, if you get a promotion at work and you start making like 200 more in pay, you start changing your hairdressing, you start changing your shoes unnecessarily. You look to upgrade your vehicle, you look to upgrade your shoes, you want to move into a very more prominent community that is bound to leave you poor. You cannot increase your expenditure along with your income. Whenever your income increases, is an ideal opportunity to start saving or invest in the difference. Instead of subscribing to lifestyle inflation, the rich actually save more than they spend. And whenever they get additional income, that goes into their savings or their investment. I'm not saying you shouldn't look good. I'm not saying you shouldn't dress properly, but getting clothes or material things based on impulse without properly planning them, it's not called for. If the rich has a hairstylist when they are earning $100,000 per year, when they start earning $1 million per year, they will still go to that hairstylist instead of subscribing to lifestyle inflation. The rich will figure out ways to optimize their expenditure in order to invest more. A wealthy mindset has this. Instead of figuring out ways to move your expenditure, you figure out ways to optimize and reduce your expenditure as you earn more. So instead of buying so many thrift clothes, you buy quality clothes that can last you for a long time. Now, another behavior of people who are poor that is different from people who are rich is that poor people use a lot of debt to pay for what they want. They borrow money to get shoes, they borrow money to get phones, they borrow money to get money, they borrow money to get married, they borrow money to get accessories and all that. But unlike the rich, it's possible they can use credit cards, for example, to buy new phones that will generate money for them, like on a YouTube channel. But while the poor is using debt to acquire liabilities, the rich is using debt to acquire assets. Now, another behavior that poor people have that the rich don't is that poor people often like to gossip, and there is a lot of envy when they speak or when they see someone who is doing well. A lot of times when you hear people exchanging terms here and there, trolls on social media, when you check out, it's just that they are hating somebody, they are hating this and they are hating that. How can you attract something you repel? Check it out. It doesn't make sense. So instead of being critical about people and their success, why not admire it and so that you can attract it? Another characteristic trait I realized of somebody who has a poor mindset, poor in assets, and have a rich mindset. Or you can be poor in assets and also have a poor mindset, which is very terrible. So that's why I keep phrasing it poor mindset. But a lot of persons with poor mindsets, they take pleasure in putting other people down. They get an ego boost almost all the time whenever they are critical of others, which is unfortunate. They also convince themselves that it's because they are not willing to do what you have done, that's why they are not successful. Can you imagine that? Now, poor people also have a way, or people with poor mindset have a way of trying to find excuses to justify their status quo. The rich, on the other hand, they don't participate in gossip and they feel motivated and challenged whenever they see someone who is where they intend and desire to be. The rich don't even have any time to gossip or to envy about. Besides, where are you going to find time to gossip when you are out there trying to achieve financial freedom? They don't allow gossip either to impact them negatively or to distract them from their goals. Another characteristic trait of someone with a poor mindset is that they are not good at following through on their commitments. Because I got friends, I've seen people who say they are going to start this New Year resolution, New Month resolution, and man, it's not even up to a week, they've fallen off. That's the characteristic trait of a poor mindset. They are so good at procrastinating when it comes to certain tasks that they have held themselves responsible to do. But for the rich, there is no excuse that will keep them away from getting what they desire to get. They don't even allow fear to paralyze them, and they are not quick to quit. The rich ones with the rich mindset initiate their ideas. They are very focused and they are very outcome centric. They'll figure out how to borrow the money to launch that idea. They'll take chances on themselves because they believe in their true potential. They know that if they fail, there are more opportunities than to succeed, because failure is not the end, it's actually a stepping stone. It's basically learning from your mistakes and trying again. Quitting is never an option for the rich unless you have explored all of your options. And the last characteristic trait that many people with poor mindset have that the rich don't is that Poor people rely on God to solve all their problems. Now, you guys know that I'm a religious person. I'm not saying you shouldn't believe in God, but when we pray to God, these guys with poor mindset leave everything to God, which is not supposed to be. Now, what the poor will do is they will pray to God to find a new job and then send out little or no resume that is top notch. They don't even make phone calls, and if they make phone calls, it's just shabbily. They expect to manifest that job somehow, and then they say they are believing God, and unless that the job is going to fall on your lap while you're sitting at home or sleeping away your financial freedom, they are not ready to take that extra step. Instead of relying on God to answer all your prayers with very little or no effort, the rich, on the other hand, they have faith in God and they partner with God. So, guys, instead of praying to God to give you that job, that resume, or what have you, pray for the strength, the courage, the clarity of mind to achieve your greatest dreams, aspirations, desires. Now, Shally Nations, if you are still here with me, I want you to write in the comment section, rich mindset, right? And we've come to the end of today's video. And as you all know, this channel is all about achieving your greatness, your financial freedom, and side hustles that will pay you a lot and help you move up the cadre of the financial freedom you have so desired. And believe me when I tell you, you won't be able to do any of this with a poverty-stricken mindset. As I said earlier, poverty is a state of the mind and a construct. So you can be poor with a rich mindset, but you need to decide, Shally Nations, are you going to remain poor? Are you going to have a poor mindset or a rich mindset? As always, thanks for watching my video, and tell me in the comment section below one thing that rich people do that the poor don't do that I did not mention, and vice versa, and let me know your thought. As always, if you found any value in this video, please don't forget and don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And until my next video, be good.